Welcome to the best ever brass instrument makers podcast. I'm Jake.
And I'm Mathias.
Mathias? We're going like full hipster now? Huh? And today we are joined by
Geoffroy.
First of all, we need to excuse for our last podcast. It came out quite late. It was a huge mess editing.
Friday the 13th, guys. We'll never record a podcast on Friday the 13th ever again.
At least this year.
Yeah.
So today I think we're gonna make things a little bit different. Instead of taking customers' questions and talking about instrument makers, we only have one topic, and that one is the Piezo Barrel pickup.
Just to say, this is it was basically a lot of things coming together. About 3 weeks ago, a colleague from Belgium asked us, I want to install a Piezo Barrel pickup on a sousaphone. Where is the best place to put this? And shortly after that, we had one and then a second customer colleague come in, also putting them on their instruments. So this led us down a huge rabbit hole, and join us for the ride, basically.
Yeah, and 2 or 3 weeks ago, Geoffroy came here in the shop and asked me to install the brass fitting on his mouthpiece. And I remember last year a customer wanted me to install it on his cup. And then he asked me to install it on his shank, and we started a little bit discussion, where's the best place to put it.
But maybe you should explain also to people, like, let's just say that you have the average listener here doesn't even know what we're talking about. Like,
right.
What is this? What
Right.
are we even talking about here, right? So.
Okay, basically, from my humble understanding, this pickup...
No problem. Just
Can you explain it?
What is it? Okay, Piezo Barrel. As someone who comes from a very acoustic background, as in I stuff my mouthpiece in my tuba and I play it, at first I had no idea what is this. But basically, this is a device like what you would see on a guitar or on a lot of electronic instruments. Basically, you have a pickup that is mounted on an acoustical instrument, either woodwind or a brass instrument, and through this, I don't know how to describe, like through this pickup, this Piezo Barrel, it allows you to do a certain number of effects. It's quite, if you're into, say, modern music, rock music, pop music, all sorts of areas, rather than just, say, pure classical music or even older jazz, then this is something really interesting and worth checking out. So it's basically a pickup, though, and in terms of brass instruments, this is something that's mostly mounted on the mouthpiece, but as we all know, that's just the starting point for it.
Yeah.
So
And to fix it on the instrument, you will need a little brass fitting that is soldered to the instrument or the mouthpiece, and where you then can screw in and unscrew the pickup.
we are very lucky, though, today. We have a professional here who is using this, so we thought maybe we'd like to get his opinion on this and also the whole process. So you guys can just take it away.
Yeah, first of all, Geoffroy, what's your story, man?
Okay, so my name is Geoffroy Dabrock. I'm a trombone player, and the name Geoffroy is like...
It's a very
English.
German name.
Yeah, it's very German. Well, my mother's French, so I'm French and German. Actually, my father is German. And so my story, I play trombone. I actually studied trombone with a couple of professors, and among those, my last professor was Mr. Niels Landgren from Sweden. And
So you're more into jazz more than...
Exactly. So my studies were in jazz, and I played a lot of gigs as a sideman, and did my own projects and changed my projects, and now I actually right now I'm producing videos for YouTube with own songs in
that's pretty
German and French, and
So
I
cool.
promise I will do English too.
cool. We're gonna put the link in the description.
Yes, exactly. So the name is So Crazy G for Geoffroy. So Crazy G on YouTube. It's I don't know why I chose that name,
It's
but
awesome,
it's
man. I love
stuck.
it.
Oh,
I love it.
Thank
It's
you.
great.
Thank you. And I have a couple of videos there. I right now, but also before this situation, I produce mainly by myself, home recording style. So I just recently Well, I had several gigs last year where I used effects with the trombone.
Like with pedals. Or...
With guitar pedals. So
Yes.
basically, there's a very good website, and you know that you told me about that Horn FX, where you can get instructions on what you need, what kind of preamps. Or you told me.
Yeah.
They can't see who I'm
One of these
pointing to.
random nameless people in the darkness here.
So Horn FX is a good starting point if you just there are some videos also where you can watch people using those pedals, and but it's not only to let's say distort the tone, but also if you're trying to have a good tone on stage, just your pure whatever trumpet or trombone or clarinet tone, then Piezo Barrel has advantages over, let's say, a clip mic, or because so first of all, feedback is an issue with clip mics also because you turn around, and when you have monitor boxes, then that will cause feedback, and the clip mic, if you clip it on, it's always a bit different from the position.
It's not consistent
relative to the bell. So let's say you want to play with a plunger, you can't. You have to
because it's in the way of the bell.
It's in the way of the bell, and so you put it away. But then if you use an envelope filter, like a quack filter, like that needs a lot of attack to quack 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 quack, then you have to put it back again, and the sound people are not always happy about that when you change the
I understand.
the micro.
So
and
when
it looks
when have you
doesn't look
started using Piezo Barrel?
just well, when you drilled that.
Okay.
And
Who gave you the idea? Who told you, hey, maybe you should try out this?
Actually, there's you can watch it on YouTube. There's Miles Davis. I think it's Miles Davis in Vienna, '73. I think.
yeah, he's playing with the pickup.
But
Okay.
and he has
Is that the device you from Barker's Berry you're talking about?
probably there's this barrel just at
Because
like on the right side of his mouthpiece, and he's playing through a wah-wah, like Vox wah-wah pedal. He's playing mostly. He's not using it very much, actually. He doesn't look really happy to use it. I don't know, but he's using it.
Okay, we put a link to that video too.
The concert somehow is infamous for the guitar player. Somehow he gets a lot of hate. I think, if I remember correctly, that's that concert. And I thought, well, that's a good idea,
And where did you buy that Piezo pickup?
well, I actually wrote an email to Steve
Francis.
Francis.
That's the owner
Australia.
and proprietor in Australia, where Piezo Barrels are manufactured.
And he wrote back that there's a store in Berlin that has a few of those.
Yeah, shout out to the guys from Jazz Music.
Yeah, man.
Just music.
Moritz
And they were very generous with their time. Actually, they let me try. Once I had this fitting on the mouthpiece, I went there and I tried several pickups in their little room there, and they just let me play however long I wanted, and were very kind. So
it's cool to
Wait, you don't need it on the
physical
podcast.
music store in your hometown.
yeah, it's
Fuck
becoming
you,
rare.
Thomann.
Becoming rare. I don't think you can get them at Thomann.
Actually, yeah, they don't have it. I didn't see it on their webpage, actually. Yeah. So
So-
they don't have everything, yeah.
So I just recently started using it. So last week I made a little overdub recording with the drums.
Is that
guys
the
gotta
one
hear a bit.
we're gonna hear in the intro?
Maybe you have to listen to it first. But so there I'm using everything that's not drums is made with a trombone and goes through several pedals. So the effect thing is one thing, but as I said, to getting a clear tone is also a thing. So it would be also suitable for someone, let's say, who wants to create an acoustic feeling on, let's say, a big stage, or who wants to maybe also move freely and not being necessarily always standing at a microphone.
So you're not constrained by the acoustics of the room or the position in the room.
Well,
did you try out the pickup with a practice mute?
No, not yet.
Okay. I mean, this could be...
I have nice neighbors, so...
Yeah. But this could maybe be an interesting...
I think it works. I think it works because with multiphonics it works. I haven't recorded multiphonics with it. I have recorded it, but it's not on this recording. But you can do everything that you would do with a clip mic. I didn't find anything. You would think that it kind of picks up on the vibrations of the instrument, but it's not. It's really the I think it's crystals in there. No, it's someone told me that inside this pickup it works with like crystals, little crystals.
Wow.
I don't know what
like
kind
magic.
of crystals, and it's they kind of pick up the what.
It's a
the
pressure
airflow.
change, right?
No,
there's a change in pressure and it registers that rather than the vibration itself. I think.
No, it's like an eardrum or something.
Okay, understand. But let's just talk about just how it's installed on the instrument then exactly then, right? So we have a lot of we'll talk to the owner Steve about this as well, but
right.
Yeah.
So once again, to all my fellow brass instrument makers, colleagues out there, if a guy comes in your shop and he looks like a crazy jazz musician and he puts his 120 euro mouthpiece on your table
145.
and he asks you to drill a hole into it and solder
Gold plated.
right through the gold.
Right through the gold.
Oh, into your bank account. Ouch.
Yeah, wait. And wants you to solder a little piece of brass onto it. Don't yell at him and kick him out of the shop.
We didn't do that, did we?
No, we
The thought
don't.
did cross your mind though, right?
But I was hesitating a bit. I thought, is that really right? Is what I'm doing here? It is, but there are a few things you should consider. First of all, Steve suggested us that the best suited place to solder it on is actually on the shank and not on the cup. And you should try to get as close to the receiver as you can.
Without actually stopping the mouthpiece from being
But
inserted.
that's exactly what you did. It couldn't be closer to the receiver.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
the problem is just
There's
if
just
you...
Like a
one
fly's
and
fart.
a half millimeters of I
Don't
don't know.
sneeze.
The only problem results if you change the instrument and you have a slightly different receiver where the
No, I
mouthpiece protrudes, just in case, okay?
Well, that can happen. But I have two 6H, like Con 6H,
Yeah,
and it fits in both perfectly.
yeah.
Just
that's perfect.
couldn't be.
Maybe
better.
maybe if the customer is playing on multiple instruments though, even if it's a bit of a pain, you could just maybe ask them to bring a few with them just to be absolutely sure. Just mark it
Yeah,
off on the
yeah.
mouthpiece just to be sure. There's nothing more frustrating than having to. And
I mean,
it's not just a matter of soldering because you actually drill a hole into the mouthpiece.
Yeah, this is
Right.
kind of reversible.
Oh, you can, but it's a lot of trouble to reverse it. So
I mean, or you can just ask him to put the mouthpiece on the instrument and with a Sharpie pen,
Right.
just mark where the receiver line ends.
Didn't we do that?
Yeah, I think so.
I hope you all did.
No, we didn't.
I just mean
We didn't.
If he got
That's true.
a
I
dozen
was
of-
thinking on my way back home. I was thinking, well, will he know where to put it? When you just put it exactly right.
Yeah, because we do
Just
this
by
every day. You
instinct.
know?
Come on, man, give me a break.
But it's great. I'm not complaining.
I'm trying to share my experience here with my fellow colleagues, just in case they get into the situation. Yeah, the other thing you should consider when you drill the hole. So Steve suggests to use a 2mm drill on the trumpet,
Right.
and on a low brass 2.5mm.
Admittedly, though, the jury's out on tubas. Though that one's still out to be confirmed. But I think somewhere around 2.5 is probably a good starting point.
Yeah.
You can bore it out larger, but at your own risk.
Yeah, then you somewhat try to smooth out the burr in the...
Yeah, you don't want any
The
little
back
bits
bore.
sticking into the mouthpiece, right?
Clean it well before you hand it to the customer, and then you should be good to go. And if he wants to use the mouthpiece without applying the pickup, there is a little plug. You can
It's a screw.
a screw.
Like a stop screw, so you can stop the hole
screw.
basically.
So did you try to use the mouthpiece without the pickup?
Well, it's just
A normal
without the
mouthpiece.
Yeah, just with the screw.
yeah.
Have you noticed a difference in the blade after the hole, or?
Well, so I'm kind of stuck. It's Niels' fault. That's why I was. That's why I mentioned him, because he gave me back in. He made his mouthpiece with Yamaha, and he gave me a prototype. So it played very well from the start for me.
Okay.
So I kept this, and now they have this version with a gold plate inside,
Right.
which I find really great.
Okay.
It just feels good, and that's why.
Shout
I
out.
wanted.
Right.
So
right.
so it I think it plays really well.
Okay.
No, I'm not affiliated with Yamaha or anything.
Yeah,
but,
still a shout out to Yamaha, and if you wanna cash in some money for this free advertisement we're doing here, I'll pass you our bank account.
You can have our bank account
immediately.
number. Yes, remember. Yeah.
So what was I saying? So yes, and you can perfectly. I mean, it closes the screw, the stop screw, just closes this little tunnel,
The fitting, yeah.
Right.
the fitting, and it goes almost to the.
It's pretty flush,
shank.
actually. Yeah.
And so you don't notice any. I don't notice like any problems or anything.
So you can still you
Use it as a normal
use
mouthpiece.
it as a normal mouthpiece. You don't have to get a spare one.
Well, I did. I got a spare one.
Okay.
I actually got two because I really like the gold plate inside. It's I don't know if it makes the air faster or whatever. I really like it.
Okay.
In the inside the shank.
Right.
And the prototype didn't have that, so it's even. So I got two of those because I'm stuck with those because I like them.
Yeah.
And I got a spare one exactly for this problem because I didn't know whether you can just play. And if I don't need the piezo pickup, then I take the other mouthpiece, which
There's
is
another detail. Some players are really concerned of the orientation clockwise of their mouthpiece. I mean, in theory, they are symmetric, but some always turn like the engraving upside or downside. On installing the pickup, you should ask him where he wants.
Oh, in terms of the engraving, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because once the pickup is installed and you use it, you shouldn't have it on the downside.
Right. Moisture in electronics.
Yeah, because
not a good mixture.
The moisture will collect up and harm the pickup if you have it on the downside of the mouthpiece. So when you play it, you should have it on the lateral or on the upper side.
Yeah.
There's another thing when the barrel is on the this little what's this little thing again?
Fitting.
The
brass
fitting. It's
right?
on the brass fitting.
Yeah.
Then
The seat, you know, say? Yeah, whatever. Okay.
if,
We know what you're talking about.
if it's on the brass fitting, then if it sticks up,
Yeah.
so
Oh, right.
then you have it like right in front of your face. So on
Yeah.
TV it doesn't look good.
Okay, then
Oh.
put it
And,
to the side.
So the best thing is on the side,
Okay.
right
Yeah.
here,
So 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock.
something. But then it depends on how you hold the trombone because the
Right.
trombone is not. You don't hold it straight.
Right.
So you prefer it to the right side or to the left side?
What?
Does it make a difference if it's to the right side or to the left side?
Well, it's a question where you have space when you hold the instrument.
Yes.
I tend to put my finger kind of
Oh,
moves.
for trombone players, you put your fingers on the mouthpiece too. That's
Some put it on the
Cup.
Oh,
the
first world
mouthpiece.
problems here.
and some put it just before the cup, and
Yeah.
some put it just
The
very
rim.
close to the embouchure.
Yeah.
So my finger sometimes I use two fingers. They tend to move around there. I don't know why, but so I don't like this barrel there. So it's on the right side for a right-handed player
Yeah.
that has the trombone on the left side,
Yeah.
and so it's kind of something you have to find a good spot. Then there's the cable sticking out of the barrel
Right.
Yeah.
that has to go somewhere. And I use hair bands, like those elastic hair
Right.
bands,
Yeah.
that I wrap around parts of the trombone. So because I want this thing to be like a guitar, basically. I want the cable to go out of the back,
Right.
so I'm free to move. So and
Yeah.
I can have it like guitarists have it on the back
Aren't
of the
there
guitar.
wireless setups yet
No, you can use it with a wireless,
that you would clip to your belt?
or even if you have someone to manufacture that, is to have, instead of the weight that you have on the trombone, you put
the counterweight.
the counterweight.
Right.
Instead of that, you would fix the.
Oh, don't tell it on the podcast. We could use this as a business idea and make millions.
I think someone did it already, but
Ah,
it's
shit!
but it's, if you have something that you can just buy and install, that would be great, and that has the right weight. Then maybe you have to add a little weight.
Fantastic.
But for example, it doesn't work with half a weight. I tried that.
Right.
It doesn't work so well, because actually it depends on how much weight your
Counterweight,
system has.
Yeah.
And so to make it an electric trombone is not a thing you can do just in a day, I think, because there's not much. The industry doesn't have much things that you can just plug in and that just work. But this Piezo Barrel thing is really, I think, a very good way of going into guitar effects and also preserving the full tone. So if you play concerts the whole time with distortion or whatever, where's the point in playing trombone? It's easier to learn guitar, I think, to have some power chords going on than. So.
One last
my
thing
take on
I'm curious about. What happens if you just buzz on the mouthpiece with the barrel?
Well, it picks up the buzz. It picks up everything. If I talk through it,
Yeah.
it will pick that up. If I
cool.
sing through it, whatever.
That's awesome.
It's really capturing what's happening in.
And when you play
in the instrument.
multiphonics, how does that sound with the barrel?
I haven't done it extensively. I think that maybe even you can get clearer the singing voice. Maybe you can get it clearer than what comes out of a front bell.
Oh.
I think I haven't tested it extensively because I haven't.
It's still.
I just installed it. So
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe we can do like a 1 year update from a year from now. We can go back.
Later.
for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
It's once you have installed it and it's working, it's pretty easy to use. That's another advantage when you have a clip microphone. Usually they might even need like phantom power,
Right.
phantom power, and so you need a little preamp to give you that phantom power. And if it doesn't need phantom power, then it definitely also needs some kind of preamp, because it's a microphone. And this has just a guitar jack kind of thing, so you can go into straight into a guitar amp. You can use it like an electric guitar. It's and you can with a little screw here you can adjust how hot the pickup is, how much he picks up. If it's really loud or that's
okay.
the little
just from the physical
blue thing.
contact. Yeah. Okay.
Because and so you can tweak it and it's pretty loud already. It's coming out like nice, clean, and as loud as you want it, or as you need it for your amp or whatever you go into, and that makes it really easy, because it's a headache to have a preamp and to go from the preamp into guitar effects, then go back, and you lose signal. You have more cables. You lose signal quality basically that you don't necessarily hear. So,
excellent. That's great. Wow.
Man,
I mean,
you're really into this, man.
he's gets me. I'm getting quite interested. I think I'll go put an order in for one too. Yeah, I gotta try this on tuba.
So everyone, get your Piezo Barrel pickup and
don't be a
book
stuff.
some online lessons with
Don't be a
Geoffroy.
boomer. Get yourself a pickup. Dude, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank
really
you.
great. Wow, great to hear the first time experience. Like we said, maybe in a year
My
or less time
suggestion.
we can do an update. I think be interesting to see how it develops
Okay,
further.
cool. Nice.
Yeah.
You wanted to add at least one dad joke in every episode. Do you have one?
A dad joke.
Do you think they will pick up on it?
It's too early. It's too early.
It's too early for dad jokes. It's 12 o'clock in Berlin.
The second round of
It's just-
coffee
For jazz
wine.
musicians, this is like 6 a.m., right?
Ask me. I don't know. No,
Okay.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for listening so far. We're going to add some sound clips before. You've already heard a bit, and we'll hear a little bit more at the end here, so just so you get an idea of what we're talking about. We'll post all the links and descriptions at the end.
thank you.